Hello friends, Dandylion here again, and we're here with another Let's Play of Crusader Kings. Uh, where we last left off was we had um, changed our secession laws to agnatic, cognatic tanistry, as well as took over the county of Leinster. And actually, now that I think about it, because the county of Leinster and the county of Ossory are under the same duchy, what we should do is see if we now have a casus belli for the county of Ossory, which we don't. Do we, for example, have? Can we create the duchy here? I don't know if we can, but let's take a look. County of Leinster, under de jure, has the Duchy of Leinster. Since we only control 50% and not 51, we can't actually create it. So we can't actually create it until we have both. So leaving him here is quite fine. So now we just need to wait again for... oh, and here we go. Everyone is favoring... all of my other vassals get a vote here on who becomes my Tannist. And so far, they've all nominated the same person, which is good. We have 9 votes. Having them have favorable opinions will also help towards us having the person we want elected. Okay, so again, we just wait. Oh, we lost Diligent, which actually kind of hurts. That hurts quite a bit, actually, for us to lose that. Mostly from the opinion perspective, but okay. We don't really... Awesome. Okay. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. Oh, now we should check to see if we can have a retinue, which we can. Our retinue cap is now 790, which means that this, we can then build this, which will give us an extra 500 troops, which will just be always up and ready to go. 400 archers and 100 heavy infantry, which we'll totally take. Okay. Open council positions. Our court chaplain position is open. Yeah. And actually, oh, yuck. A 9 is pretty bad. Let's see if we can get a noble or a holy man here and see if Gabron is any better here. Nope. He was a holy man, but he has a 3. He also has attractive as a inheritable trait. So we should marry him off to someone in our dynasty, but we don't really have anyone who fits that bill. So that's unfortunate. Let's try again. How about Mael Medoc? Oops. Yes, he has a 14. He's also a hunchback. Yeah, we'll have him as our court chaplain. And let's take a look at our vassals here, too. Now that we have more vassals. What do people think of us? So the Bishop of Ferns doesn't like us very much. So let's go ahead and put him on improving relations with him. Okay, and you can see that our retinue... again, sorry about the scatterbrainness here. Our retinue is set at 1. What happens is that it'll start with 1 soldier, and then it basically they reinforce every month. So we have it set so 5% of the retinue will reinforce every month. We can set this lower so that it's at half or none. But there's a cost to reinforcing. And I believe it's on here. Yeah, it's like 0.84 gold. But considering we make 8.5, I'm not too concerned about it. And we had a couple more votes here on who should be our Tannist. And again, it's our son. Okay. Again, we'll need to wait, but let's look at some other stuff while we're doing this. Alright, so, how about in our court? Are there people who just hate us in our court? Okay, so this guy has a claim on ossuary, and he's going to try and get it. Well, good luck to him, like we said. What happened to this guy? He fled somewhere. Interesting. Okay. Not sure why we got that message, actually. Alright, so we have a weak claim. We can claim the county of Foix? Here. But we have to go to war with France. So, no thank you. Alright, so my son is a charitable rural rascal. So we can either lose 5 prestige and he gains charitable, and his opinion of us goes up by 10. That's not a terrible idea. He already has charitable though, which gives him +3 diplomacy, and really helps him out on the opinion. We could just gain 5 piety and hope that he doesn't gain this, although it's not... With charity versus greedy, it's actually like... I'm split over what's better, honestly. Because, yes, with the greedy, you get a -1 to your diplomacy, but you get a +10 to your tax modifier, which is kind of large, and gets kind of obscene when you have a larger domain. So we're gonna pick this one, I think, because losing 5 prestige I'm not all that pleased with. He already has it, so let's see what happens. Okay, we gained 5 piety, or 5 prestige, and he didn't lose charitable, so it's all good. All right. Okay, who is this? Someone who arrived in our court. Because his wife died? Oh, he was the ambitious guy that we got rid of. That's right. Well, you can see now that his ambitious thing doesn't actually give us a minus, so I'm fine with that. With him staying. Oh, we have one of our children needs a guardian. This one actually we're gonna raise ourselves because he's a potential Tannist in the future, and I'd rather control how his stats develop. Something else that I want to mention, so you can improve the buildings in your holdings, which is actually a really good idea, and we've kind of done that somewhat. But now we have a bunch of money, so we can actually throw some around. What I really want to build is a university, but we don't have the technology for it. We need a 4-town infrastructure. What a university does is it spreads technology faster and gives us just a bonus of technology points. And the quicker we build it, the more benefit we're going to get from it. But I think we're going to build some things in Bunradi here. If we increase the Galaglass training ground, we get another 50 heavy infantry, and our heavy infantry defense goes up by 15%. Yeah, that's pretty nice. However, Castletown, if we go up another one, we get another 2 gold of income, which means we'll be able to build buildings faster. So I'm going to build this. Okay, something else we could build is we could also build a new holding. That costs 700. Well, we already spent under a 700, but that's something to keep in mind. So, like a city, for example, You might want to build a city because they have a lot of taxes, right? So you gain a lot. But it doesn't have a great levy size. Or if you want more troops, which is what everyone else does, um, everyone else wants, building a castle. So actually, when I get around to it, I'm going to build another castle in Talmud. Um, until I see some place that I want that might be a better place to have as a capital, like say Dublin, since I can build two holdings there. That might be a good place for me to change the capital to. I think that's it as far as for holding counties. Yeah. The only problem with changing your county is that if you look at the technology here, this is a technology that's in Thomond. This is a technology that's in Dublin. You see the difference? It's quite significant. And when we think about uh, like buying these out and like it's a lot of time and investment that is not it's gonna be lost. It's not lost per se because it's still in our domain. We still control the benefits of it, but it doesn't help us. Okay, so I think we need to build castle infrastructure, maybe city infrastructure, or town infrastructure we already have. Um, I'm gonna go with construction. That'll lower the construction time of buildings here. Okay. Let's continue on here. And you can see our taxes and fort level and all that. He is slow to learn to talk. Okay, so let's look over the options here. The first one, 50% chance of slothful or of trusting, 25% chance of slothful, 15% chance of greedy, and a 10% chance of stutter. Well, obviously greedy is the only one out of that we want, and that's only 15% chance. So that's probably not the one we want to check. Check. Okay, this one, 80% chance of wrath. What is wrath again? Wrath, I believe, gives you plus martial and -2 intrigue and diplomacy. Not terrible. If we look at his stats so far, not terrible. Deceitful, also not terrible. But stutter is pretty bad. It's ultimately in this grand scheme of things not all that bad, but okay. So the next one, 50% chance of stutter, which 45% chance of diligent though, and a 5% chance of trusting. The other is a 50% chance of stutter and a 50% chance of greedy. So there's a couple ways to look at this. If we birch the words out of him, there's a great chance that he'll get something that is not great, but okay. What if we let him take his time? There's an equal chance that we'll get something very good, or something that's just clearly negative. So I think we're going to roll the dice and let him take his time and see if he gets diligent. And he did. Excellent. I should say that doesn't always happen and won't always happen, but okay, that's good. If you can hold on one moment, I'll be right back. I'm just going to pause this, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I let the timer go a little longer. So we advanced about another month, and then we had another event pop up for our middle child, Calphalon, who is not exerting himself in his studies. So we have a couple options here. We can have him gain slothful, which is not good. We can have him lose the Slothful. He already has it, but that's only a 40% chance of him losing it. We could talk to him about being diligent, which we have a 90% chance of something happening that's beneficial to us. Or we can pray for his soul, in which there's only a 20% chance that he will lose it, but we gain 5 piety. Well, if he was my direct heir, I would say just take the piety. However, since he has a potential to be a Tanist in the future, it's best to choose the one that will give him the best opportunity, and this will. Alright, so we know that he just lost Slothful. That was it. Aha! A spy was sneaking around our castle. I say we take him out. But we'll gain Marshal and lose Temple? But it's only for a year. Otherwise we gain Piety. I say let's behead him. We wouldn't want any spies around here. Alright, and if this guy can go ahead and fabricate a claim anytime soon, that'd be great. That'd be fantastic. Oh, I didn't know we had anyone in our dungeon. Oh, let's take a look. Oh, we have a couple of people. Well, let's ransom her. That'll give us 14 gold. And these are just children, so let's just release them. Ooh, and now we have our fabricated claim on Ossuary, which are just going to cost us 114 gold and 100 prestige. Let's use it. And let's move you to Kildare, so you can start working on that one, since that will be the next one after that. Alright, so our youngest child now needs a mentor. And since he, again, he will also be someone who is a potential Tanist, so we want to be considerate about who we select. Well, it doesn't look like we can select us because we already have a couple of people. Maybe what we should do is also look at the favorability and also the rank. So if we search by rank here, we could see that for example, this guy who's Irish and has some good learning here, he has a low one, so he could potentially have a plus 20, so we'll give it to him. And let's look here. There's only one bishop that actually favors us over the Pope. That's okay. Oh, it looks like someone created an anti-Pope in Ravenna. Oh snap, that's right in the backyard here. Okay. So now we get to declare war on Ossuary and claim Ossuary. And again, we can go to military and raise our levies. We could just raise our liege levies. That's totally fine. And let's move them all into Ormond here. And now that they're all there, we merge them. And now that they're all merged, let's go for the throat. Okay, son Calphalon is... Oh yeah, okay. So this is the middle child. Yeah, we'll take the 5 paving. Okay. So do we want him to also have humble? Oh, yes, absolutely. We want him to have humble. This one gives proud and wrath as a 10% chance, but 80% chance of nothing. Is the guarantee of humble better than the potential of losing humble to proud? I guess we also have the chance of gaining wrath. Since we don't have anything in trait 5 yet, we could gain wrath, which would give us a +3 martial. That would actually be pretty nice, I think. So we're going to pick the second one here. And nothing. Okay. Alright, so we won that battle. And now we need to do some sieging. We can call some allies in the war, but it's not all that useful right now. I mean, we could, but yeah. Okay. And this is going to go fast, since, oh, maybe not. This one's only going down 4% each day. We could assault the Halding, but again, if we lose just a couple guys here, that's way better than if we lost tons of them. Because we would weaken our nation as a whole if we, for example, lost that large host that we have. Okay, so one of our people came up and asked us to lower their taxes. We could say absurd requests that changes them all. We could just have them lower the taxes, which would give us a opinion bonus, or we could just bribe him. We lose 62 gold, and he's satisfied. He won't come up to us again. That's actually, I think, the way to go. Yeah, it's a lot of gold, but we'll get it back quick enough. Alright, and this shouldn't take much longer here to take over this piece of land here. Another one came up here. Same thing. So we do bribe him as well? I think so. Alright, and you can see our war score is at 100 again. And he's given us an offer of peace. And we're going to gain the county of Ossory. Okay, and you can see now that we have the option for creating a title for a Duchy of Leinster. I'm not going to do that. The reasons why you might want to do it is if you, for example, if that's the last one you need for creating the overall kingdom, then yeah, honestly, do it. But for me, I don't see any upside right now. Because what will happen is if my character dies, and of course my son, the Tanist, will receive all titles. But what could happen, for example, if we had Gavelkind, is if I created both counties, my oldest would get one, and then my next oldest would get the other duchy. Which means that all this work that I've put into getting these two counties in my control, I would lose. And since I don't want that to happen, through means of secession, I'm not going to create that and give that a chance to work. Okay, so we can drop these soldiers off now and keep on moving. Oh, and now I guess we should also look at council members again. See if there's any better people. Holy crap, 21. You are my new diplomat, and your fabricate claim is going to be at 20%. That's going to be useful going forward. 15 is still good. And what about at steward? 18 is probably still good. Yeah. What about at spymaster? 11. It's still good. And what about court chaplain? 14. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we took over another location here, and they're gonna start. It's gonna start falling fast and quick here. All right. So Artanis became of age, and let's take a look here. Wow, look at his stewardship. It's 20. That's pretty great. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm excited to have this guy as my next ruler. He's going to have to wait a few years to get married, but that's okay. And yes, I see now that under Tanis, I still have problems with unlanded sons. Yeah. Do we want to get rid of him or bribe him or let it be? I think let it be. Let him come at me.